So, hello everyone. Yet another episode of Askediome, where we will be discussing a very interesting issue that is going on today. Lakhs of rupees are actually, spent in order to get your skin glowing and acne free and everything. But what really is the cause? Are the lotions and the, skincare products really helping you? Or is this just a marketing trap to get the money out of you and not giving you any results indeed? Okay. Let's start with the first question.
Yeah.
Does lotion, creams, and ointments really help in improving skin issues?
Okay, so let us go back basics about skin, right? So skin is considered the largest organ of our body. Around 15% of body weight is attributed to skin, right? Skin has around 300 million cells, right? And the health of a skin actually begins from inside, not outside, right? So again, health of skin is connected to our microbiome living in the large intestine, right? So when we have dry skin, red skin, acne, psoriasis, dry patches, wrinkles, right? All these we end up buying those anti-aging ointments and creams, or those antibiotics and steroids, right, just to manage our patches. But actually it comes from the functions and activities of various of microbes living in the gut, right? So essentially, let me decode how it happens is basically, our skin has an every body, including skin, has a pH level, what we call as potential for hydrogen, right? And pH level, in case of skin, has to be neutral. It has to be less, acidic, and neither it has to be alkaline. So it has to be in midway, right? And what happens is when there's a lot of gut dysbiosis, probably we are having a lot of stress or eating wrong foods, which is triggering pro-inflammatory activities, right? So all these bacteria start, releasing, promoting inflammation. This inflammation can actually, you know, percolate everywhere in the body, including skin, and it impacts. So skin has also its microbiome, which is an barrier for external pathogens to attack the skin, right? So essentially, when this inflammation passes on to skin actually, skin microbiome goes out of the balance, right? And then there are a lot of, so the pH level of the skin changes. It can either go down or go up. If it goes down, it is more linked to acne and dry skin and a lot of these things. And if it goes up, it is more linked to psoriasis and atopic dermatitis, atopic march, and a lot of these things, right? So essentially, what you eat and what you feed your microbiome is really, really important from your skin health, right? So again, if you're seeing patches or wrinkles or red skin, right, this is just an indication of ongoing systemic inflammation inside your body.
And pigmentation?
Yeah.
Does the
So pigmentation is also done by your microbiome. There are certain bacteria
okay.
which, or there are so serotonin, production of serotonin, which is done by certain gut microbes. So 90% of the serotonin is produced in the gut,
Mm-hmm.
who helps in the pigmentation, right? So regulating the pigmentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how does one develop acne and cirrhosis?
Okay, same stuff. What happens is, so again, as I mentioned, so when we are eating wrong foods, right? So your microbiome start releasing pro-inflammatory things, right? And tells immune system, oh, I've released something bad, please do something, and immune cells start doing inflammation, right? And over this period of time, this inflammation passes also to different body organs and tissues, including skin, and it attacks your skin, and then it alters the pH level, right? So acne is a situation where it creates a situation where you have a very low pH level, or what you call is highly acidic level, right? Which makes your dry skin, a lot of these things, right? And so again, acne probiotics are so acne probiotics and prebiotics. So there are a lot of people will say, if you go to nutritionist or some other health tech company, they'll say start taking collagen, start taking zinc, start taking vitamin D, start taking probiotics, start taking glutathione, right? All these are good, so-called good nutrients for the skin. But again, it all depends upon how these nutrients are being metabolized inside the body. For instance, glutathione is called a super antioxidant, but glutathione is very high in sulfur, right? So if you have a lot of sulfate reducing bacteria, so they can convert this sulfur in glutathione into H2S, which can trigger a lot of digestive issues. That's why people who take glutathione, right, for skin may also have, so this will lead to inflammation. This will impact your, skin pH level and also make you develop digestive issues. So a lot of people who have skin issues have anxiety, depression, digestive issues, right? So the
Oh, okay.
even hormonal imbalances is a link to your, skin health and hormonal imbalances are connected, right? So hormonal imbalances caused by gut microbiome can also, trigger skin imbalances, right? So similarly, people who have type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetic have a lot of, acne flares, right? So
Okay.
it's, you see, it's actually linked, right? Coming on to
Yes.
cirrhosis, again, cirrhosis has a very, I'll mention here there are two basic metabolites released by a microbiome which impacts your skin. One is the butyrate, which we always discuss about the short chain fatty acids, which is essential short chain fatty acids. It improves the elasticity of the gut, and it actually have anti-inflammatory effects. So it can reduce the inflammatory effect if there's some inflammation which is causing skin issues, right? Similarly, lipopolysaccharides, again, it is one of the greatest endotoxin, harmful endotoxin, which triggers type 2 diabetes, which triggers adiposity, it means obesity, it triggers chronic kidney disease, liver issues, heart disease, eye inflammation, right? So this LPS, high level of LPS, is actually, it triggers, leads to over activation of certain immune cells called TH17, and, there's little release of a lot of cytokines like TNF alpha, and IL-17A, IL-22, right? So again, all these are released, and then they directly percolate or translocate to skin, and they impact the skin cells, and that's how people develop psoriasis, right? So essentially, you have to fix your gut, right? Do not these uh, you know uh, these ointments and creams, and these are not going to help you, right? These are just temporary fixes, right? You have to understand, why you have these,
Mhm.
develop these. So that's why you have to fix your microbiome. That's more important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question, that these days there are pictures, infographics going on that if you have acne on your cheeks, it's related to your stomach. If you have it on your chin, it's related to your hormones, like that. So is it true? Or
See,
no?
stomach is because, again, it is linked to your gastrointestinal tract. Again, you
Hmm.
see the gastrointestinal tract, there's a tube, right? So it's like a tube.
Okay.
Top of the tube, we have oral microbiome, then we have, stomach microbiome, we have small intestinal microbiome, we have large intestinal microbiome.
Ah,
A larger of these microbiomes are colonized in the gut, in the large intestine, right? So a lot of these things, so it can have multiple issues. So root cause is the gut microbiome imbalance or leaky gut, right?
ah,
Right? But
yeah.
it can trigger
Mhm.
different things. It can trigger inflammation, different parts of the body, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
these are just sort of, marketing gimmicks of layers, that this is because of stomach, this is because of chin. It's actually root. It boils down to,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So we have another part. Can it be managed so we can cure it? So can we cure it? Like the
Yeah.
question is being asked.
Yeah, so you have to, rather than, so I'll give you some facts. So females on an average apply 168 chemicals daily on their mouth.
168.
Yeah,
Oh, great. Okay.
168, right? And because we don't know what is there in these creams and lotions and a lot of these things, and male apply
Hmm.
85 chemicals, right? So there are a lot of chemicals is being put, right, that impacts your skin, right? But these really doesn't work. First thing is, it is impacting from externally. Internally, if you're not fixing your microbiome, probably you will not overcome your skin issues. You may do it for some time for
Hmm.
temporary fixes. If you're going for a party or a wedding, you may apply that lotions to hide your acne flares or dry skin or patches. But you really need to understand why it has developed, and that's why most of these FMCG and beauty companies, they try
Hmm.
to promote this, that buy this, this can help you
Okay.
get your patches, you can have glowing skin is linked to your microbiome. So if you have, right, if you're eating right set of nutrients which is feeding your nourishing your microbiome, you will always have a glowing skin, and you will never have anxiety, depression, and digestive issues and all that stuff.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So we have the next question. What specific nutritional support can help us improve our skin? Yeah.
Okay. So again, as I mentioned, so zinc, vitamin D, certain acne probiotics, right? Uh, curcumin, ashwagandha, right? Glutathione, right? These all are certain beneficial, nutrients which help you nourish your skin again, but you can't, take it as standalone. And I'll eat this and this will help, right? It doesn't work that way,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I'll actually have to see how that's why the precision nutrition comes into picture. So to see whether how these nutrients are being metabolized inside your body by your microbiome and what it is converted into, right? These byproducts
Okay.
actually what triggers inflammation or what nourishes your skin, right? So
Hmm.
all these byproducts released by your microbiome are available to your skin, right? And on what kind of byproducts are being released, it impacts your skin.
Okay. So the last we have what makes people, specifically children, develop atomic dermatitis.
Again, again, it is, as I mentioned, it is linked to the gut microbiome, right?
What is this atomic dermatitis? Sorry.
Again, a sort of atopic march and a lot of skin issues on the hand and mouth,
Okay.
right? And it actually linked to a lot of gut microbes. So a lot of other, byproducts released by a microbiome. For instance, a lot of people may not know that tryptophan, which is again one of the essential amino acids, can, in this case, depending upon which specific microbes are living in your gut and what they are doing, it can increase your skin rashes, right? Similarly, the GABA production, which is essential neurotransmitter, it is actually done by a microbiome. So, a microbiome produces a lot of GABA, and this GABA actually helps you reduce the situation of atopic dermatitis, right? And there are certain other, byproducts, metabolic byproducts, right? Microbial byproducts that actually help you reduce atopic dermatitis and reduce your, skin rashes, right? Like leonic acid and creonic acid, all these things actually reduces your, it is beneficial, right? Uh, there are certain other harmful things which actually down regulate your T regulatory cells, which are actually required for the proper functioning, regulating your, entire homeostasis inside the body, right? So in case of children also, not only feeding the children but also feeding the mother during the pregnancy the right food, right? So again,
Okay.
here I want to mention that there I've seen a lot of companies and nutrition companies and health tech companies and nutritionists are promoting their own diet plans. See, the thing is, no one can tell you what you should eat, what you should not, just based on your blood work or some questionnaire, right? Or maybe some DNA testing, right? So essentially, you really need to understand what nutrients your body needs, your microbiome needs to give you beneficial stuff, right? That's why precision nutrition comes in. So again, you really need to
Hmm.
decode your microbiome, right? To understand. So now what we are doing is, so we started with gut microbiome. We now are also having oral microbiome. So we'll be studying the functions of both the microbes living in your saliva and your gut, right? And a lot of these microbes who live in saliva in your mouth actually also goes to your gut, right? So there
Hmm.
isn't so gut and oral are actually called kissing cousins, right? So essentially
Okay.
they work together, and that's why a lot of these, you have to understand your microbiome functions or microbiome, not only the existence, right? So a lot of companies who
Mhm.
are saying, okay, we'll tell you which microbes are there. It doesn't help, right? You really need to know who are there, plus what they are doing, what they are producing, right? Because a lot of
Mhm.
chemicals, what they produce, are available in your bloodstream. It impacts your skin, impacts your various other tissues and metabolic activities, right? It Some chemicals produced by microbiome are eaten by other bacteria. Some chemical
Hmm.
resist some bad bacteria. So you really need to understand the functions of the microbiome before you actually sign up for some microbiome test which just tells you which bacteria. That doesn't help, right? That's just sheer waste of money, right? So essentially,
Hmm.
focus on the functions of microbiome, what they produce, right? So the food is a container for various bioactive molecules. How these molecules are metabolized inside the body and what they convert into is what matters, right? So focus on the precision nutrition. Don't fall for any fad diets or generic nutrition interventions or any interventions based on your blood works.
Oh, okay, got it. So this was all for today. We are done with all the questions.
Okay, great, Ridhima. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.